All right, what's going on, world? I am Means Cameron, and today I have the pleasure of sitting right next to Cincinnati legend Ickey Woods himself.
At least that's what they tell me anyway. I don't know if I'm a legend, but we gonna take that.
I'm stamping it. Today is just really talking about the culture around the Cincinnati Bengals and the long history that it's taken to get to this point.
Been a while.
The reason I guess I'm sitting in this seat, we currently have a collaboration with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
The name of the collaboration is Stripes Don't Come Easy. So it's been a long journey. These stripes haven't come easy for the Bengals, and you've seen a lot of it. So we're gonna just go through some cultural moments.
Okay.
Get your input, how it made you feel, what it brings to you. Sounds good?
Sounds good to me, brother. Let's do it.
All right. So this first image here is one that I know is gonna take you back to time. I want you to tell me if you know where that image is from.
I was a little younger back then, man. I think that's the '81 AFC Championship game here in Cincinnati, the Freezer Bowl. So yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
That's the Freezer Bowl.
that's the Freezer Bowl, man. It was. I'm glad I wasn't old enough to play in that one, bro.
I was gonna ask you.
Oh man, woo!
Do you think you could have played in that game if you had to?
If I had to, yeah, we could. You know, once you get out there and start running around, that adrenaline get to flowing, man. You know that heat just come off you, man.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, you know that was a cold game. I'm glad, like I said, I wasn't able to play in that one.
Big moment in history for the Bengals, just a memorable game and
Very
experience.
big moment. First time they made the trip to the Super Bowl, so
Absolutely.
very memorable. Yes.
Yes. Take a look at this one, and then have you give me your reaction as well.
Greatest to ever play the game, Anthony Munoz.
The
man.
greatest.
Greatest offensive tackle to ever play the game. Great athlete, man. Just did everything that was asked of him. He was just a team player, man. Plus, he's also an awesome man, awesome individual, man. Love him to death. You know, I got to play my 4 years. I got to play with Anthony, man, and he's just a class act, man. A1 class act, brother.
Shout out to Anthony Munoz for being the first
Mexican American, yeah.
Playing the game of football, did it great.
Did it great.
I think this moment, not only, him being in the Hall of Fame was another moment that just added to the overall culture and swagger to the Cincinnati Bengals. And during this period in the 80s, it was a statement, for him to be a Mexican American football player.
Man, it was a big statement, man, because it wasn't. I think he was maybe the first or second one to actually lace him up.
This next one, I think you might have took a peek. I'm gonna hand it to you like this, though.
This
one right here got to be a little.
All
right, let's do it.
All right, let's see what this is. Oh man, iconic there. Yeah, man, that guy there, man. I don't know. I can't say too much about the guy. I can't recognize him.
Number
man,
30?
But that's wow, man, up there doing that shuffle, man. Just something I got here. I came from California, and coming up when I was younger, I used to always, watch football games, and I got to see the guys at the next level always do something. And then when I got to that level, they kind of cut it out. So I couldn't do anything. And, that happened all the way up through college, man. And I get to the pros, and I'm like, okay, I want to do something. So I flew my mom in for a game against the Cleveland Browns. And we were sitting up, and at the time, my oldest kids were 5 and 2. And I said, started playing some music, and I said, Mom, if I score tomorrow, this is what I'm gonna do. She's like, boy, you bet not do that. I said, Mom, I got to. So I scored, and it kind of started off, man, where I just kind of just hopped in the air.
That's what we hope to see. Let me see. You gotta show me how to do the Ickey Shuffle.
I'm gonna show you, but this is my first Ickey Shuffle.
Because this now look like one of the alpha steps.
And then like that, and then after I did that, after the game, Ricky Dixon, who was our first round draft choice, he was like, Woods, what was that? I said, man, that was my celebration dance. He was like, man, that thing was whack, man. It was whack. I said, what you mean, whack, Rick? He said, yeah, man, that thing was whack. I say, so what you think? I ought to put some steps to it? He was like, yeah, dog, put some steps to it. So we're getting ready to play the New York Jets, man. The next week, the whole week, man, I'm thinking, what can I do? What can I do? And bro, I couldn't think of nothing. So 5 minutes before it was time to go out and get ready for the game, it just hit me. I said, Rick, check this out, bro. This is what I'm gonna do today if I score. I said, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna hop back 3 times and spike the ball. He was like, oh, man, that's gonna be live. That's gonna be live. And I tell people, I was fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time. We were winning ball games, and we made it to the Super Bowl, you know, so I was blessed to be in the right place at the right time, and it just took off.
That's so crazy. Very few players get the opportunity to really brand themselves outside of playing on the field.
Yeah.
So for you, it was like being a star athlete, but also you was able to create this branded moment, which was the Ickey Shuffle for yourself.
Right.
Like, how is just creating that dance, how do you think it's contributed to your career over this period?
Well, you know, it's contributed well. You know, my playing ability got me there, and then creating the dance just, you know, took it to another level because I was able to do stuff outside of football.
You know what, man? As a kid, I've hit that dance many times.
Well,
I've scored a few touchdowns myself and went right into the Ickey Shuffle. So you're a part of this great Cincinnati culture.
Sure, man. We appreciate that.
All right, this next one, man. Speaking of being able to brand yourself outside just the game, I think this next image is right in line with that. I want to get your take on that.
Mr. Chad Ochocinco changed his name from Johnson to Ochocinco. Huh?
The brand.
The real brander. You know, man, Chad's a good dude, man. Chad's also a friend, man, and he's when he got here, I got a chance to meet the young brother, man, and he was all about business, all about getting it done, man, and he did a lot of great things on the field, but, you know, he's still relevant to this day. You know, he's still doing things. You know, they got the show with Brandon Marshall and those guys, so it's a good thing, man. He's still relevant.
I consider you to be a celebration guy, and, you know, Chad, I think, you know, he was one of those guys that even on your shoulders took it to the next level.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that on Ocho. This next one, man, is more recent, and I think overall is, for me, it's everything over these years since you were playing to now, all of it coming together, creating this rich culture of athletes, but also people who are just community driven.
Correct.
You know, outside of the game of football. So this next one here, man, is our most recent guy.
Oh yeah, man. Joe Cool. But you seen him hit the Ickey Shuffle. Yeah.
I mean, so obviously all of these people were paying homage.
Man, and I sure appreciate it, man. And you know, it's about time, and it's been a while coming, man. But this guy here, man, he's one of those guys that just has that it factor. You know, he got that something that you really can't explain, but he's got it. You know, something like Tiger Woods or Michael Jordan or Tom Brady.
Wow.
Or Aaron Rodgers. You know, those guys, he's got what it takes, and he's at a young age. Most of those guys develop that later on in life, but he's got that like right now. You know what I'm saying? He went out last year. He probably would have broke all the rookie records last year hadn't he got hurt by the 10th game. But then he came in this year and kind of picked up where he left off at. And he's surprising everybody. So I had him about a year or two away from where they're at now. You know, I thought it'd be a year or two down the line. But these guys have surprised me, and they're doing it now. And to see the things that this guy has done, especially in those last 2 playoff games, how he took 9 sacks and still win a game.
Yep.
You know, they get down 11 points to arguably one of the best offensive teams on the planet.
Come on.
And he comes back and he wins that game, man. And that's the type of thing that just can't be taught. You got to have that inside, and that's what he's got, man. He's just he's a great all-around player, and he has a great personality, you know, and everybody, including myself, love him. Yeah.
So speaking of winning, like, how do you think having a winning team impacts the city? Like, what do you see it doing to the city of Cincinnati? Are you feeling it?
Everybody feels it, man. You know, when they're losing, everybody's down. You know, don't nobody want to do nothing.
Don't call me.
You can't find an empty house right now. Everybody want to party. You know, everybody want to get the Bengal mania. Everybody want to have the who they party. You know, it's live, man, and it's you know, we hadn't felt that in 33 years, man. We hadn't felt that since I played.
So what I'm hearing you say is when the Bengals are winning, it directly impacts the local economy.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I'm saying it myself.
That's what any winning city. You know what I'm saying? If the team is winning, you sell more paraphernalia, everybody want to do parties. Everybody want to have fun. You know, everybody want to get the former players to come into their party because they know the current players can't because they're playing.
Yep.
You know, so it helps. So it pretty much helps everybody.
Absolutely. So the last image I got to show you, man, is that word right there in the middle of that image.
AFC championship, baby. AFC champs, man. That's,
Champions.
You know, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to be able to put the city, to take the culture, the richness of the culture, and then add the wins to it.
And you know what? I was able to hand the trophy to the owner at the AFC championship game, bro. That was big.
Yeah.
That was big. I called him and said, hey, you know, I want to try to get to the game. They said, hey, we got a couple of tickets for you. Do you mind doing us a favor? I was like, you know, what's that? They said, well, when we win, do you mind handing the trophy to the... Oh, yes, I'm all over that. I love that idea, yes.
How are you feeling in that moment? Like, I actually had the opportunity to go to the Raiders game. I went to the Tennessee game. I didn't make it to Kansas City, but like, how are you feeling in that moment?
You know, it's unexplainable, man. It's unexplainable how much joy you had because it's been so long, you know, for these guys to get there and you know, and to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl on the road in a hostile environment, you know. And I was down in the tunnel, and the TV had like a delay. Yeah. So when you heard a roar, you already knew what it was. So when it got close to the end, we got the big interception, and I'm sitting in there and I'm looking up at the TV, and you know I didn't hear the big roar, so I know we did something good. And then they were driving down, and then, you know, by that time, when Mixon drove that thing down to about the 11-yard line, I say, it's over, y'all. Who they nation in the house? Yeah, baby. Woo, we going to the Super Bowl. Oh, they were mad at me, boy. I was in there giving them the business. Oh, I was having so much fun,
I need to go to a game with you, man.
Oh,
so
man.
I
I have a ball, man.
You going to the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to have my big B in. I'm going to be walking around. Because I like walking around the stadium just yelling, who they? And I'm loud with it. So they see the big B and they say, oh, he a fool. He one of them. Yeah, I'm one of them. We're going to do this thing today.
I'm going to be looking for you.
I'm going to be there for sure.
Well, and wrapping up, speaking of the Super Bowl, give me your prediction. How you see this thing playing out?
31-27.
31-27.
Yeah, that's how I see it playing
I'm digging
out.
that. I was looking at, you know, something a little close, but I'm digging that.
31-27.
I'm going crazy though when we win this Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so you'll hear me. I'm gonna be up there, but I'm in the building.
Man, I'm gonna
just listen for the guy yelling out, "Black on, baby!"
Black on, baby. We here, yes sir.
Yeah,
we gonna have a lot of fun, man. We're gonna rock it and roll it, man. But it's gonna be great, man. You know, and like I said, I'm loving if they win, but if they just so happen to lose, I'm not gonna be mad either, man. Because we wasn't supposed to be there in the first place, and you know, and looking at our team, we got a fairly young team, so there's a great possibility that we'll be back there soon.
Well, I'll leave you with this. I had the great pleasure of doing the draft earlier this year or last year, and when we kicked it off, I started it off and I said, Cincinnati, it's our year.
Yeah.
And we're at the Super Bowl now.
Oh, so, yeah, no doubt.
In my spirit,
no doubt.
I want to let you know, man, we're coming back with this trophy.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
All right?
No doubt. I'm telling you, man, I feel it too.
Well, thank you very much, man, for being who you are, for everything you contributed to the culture of Cincinnati. This has been an amazing trip for me.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure I'll relive this over and over.
Well, thank you, my man. I appreciate it. Who they, baby? Who they nation in the house?
Black on boys in the building. Yeah.